Hey guys, so this is dioramas featuring Gotham City Police Department and Commissioner Gordon and Bullock. So here's the animated Bullock in Commissioner Gordon's office. He has his equipment, his rifle, and his flashlight. There's a wide view of the office. There's Commissioner Gordon. The back and the sides are actually fabric on the walls. It's a close-up of his clock, board, file cabinet. He also has his gun in hand, so they're about ready to go out into the field. Here he is. Another angle with his desk. I made those pencils. I made the desk lamp and also this picture frame. That has the Barbara Gordon on it. Also made that cigarette. Here's both of them by a Gotham City billboard. Welcome to Gotham City, America's playground. That's some false advertisement. Ever saw false advertisement? Here's one out in the city. Bad signal. Here, smaller scale, Gordon with two GCP officers with Batman and the full moon. It's actually a Christmas ornament. Member of the Major Crimes Unit. This is my custom Maggie Sawyer. I'm not quite sure how I did that one. Here's the Gotham City Police Department. The two vehicles plus several people. Close up of the police car and the dilapidated condemned building. This is James Gordon from Batman Begins. That's Harvey Dent. This is a Gotham policeman. Here's Commissioner Gordon on his chair. This is a head swap with J. Jonah Jameson. I can never remember how to say that. Here's Detective Bullock on the Gotham docks. He's got a cigar in his hand, which I made. Here he is on the street. It's a close-up of him. This is a custom using Perry White's head, I believe. Here is Detective Montoya behind a police barricade in some scuzzy alley. Oops. Another shot of Bullock. Here is Gotham police detective talking to an unhoused denizen of Gotham City. Here's a custom feature flying police cycle. Here's Joker evidence. Here is a K9 unit with a police car. This is the same office. You can see I used a photo of a cityscape, and all these books are custom in the files. And this is a different Jim Gordon figure. Here's from the top down. Here's all his certificates. There's his hat. Different equipment here and files. That file stack is also from the J. Jonah Jameson pounding desk set. Here you see he's got a cup of coffee, and he's got his gun, his computer, notepad. His files are stacking up. This is actually a Barbie suitcase that I put the GCPD logo on. After painting it black, it was pink. Another angle. Check out the little gargoyle. So this is the inside of the door. It says Commissioner James Gordon. The doors are some of the most difficult things to make. Here you can see there's various certificates, including ones from Chicago, since he was previously a policeman in Chicago. Yeah, we've seen this one. Here's the police K9 unit looking for a suspect. Thinking he might be hiding in this gross dumpster. I made these brick walls using pipe joint compound in a template. This is a very old diorama. This is a GCPD squad room, and these are smaller scale figures This is James Gordon. He's really hard to find. I think he came in a set. This is a figure I used for Montoya. The hardest thing here that I made were these task chairs. Here on the wall you have various posters. You have a copy machine that I made. Here's another officer with some diagrams on the board. I should say detective rather than officer. Here's a clock. Here's that another view of that copier. Some police tape. Made those things. So the symbol here was actually a belt buckle, but it's got the eagle on it. It looks like something that would be fit GCPD symbol. So I put that, and I put the surround, stating the obvious. Okay, here's some of the things. This is the coffee maker, files, garbage can, and file cabinets. Here's a close-up of one of the desks. The post-it note says, "Call Vic Sage," who of course is the question. I made the computer out of paper. Close-up of the wall with the diagrams. I took a lot of pictures of this one because it was pretty big. It's the coffee maker again. All these various certificates and things and posters I found on the internet, of course. It's Gordon. He's got a briefcase. You can see that symbol better from this angle. I guess it would be called the seal. There's a close-up of the board with the diagrams for various cases they're working on. Here's Jim Gordon on top of the GCP station with the bat symbol, bat signal. I always say that instead of signal, I say symbol. So here outside a building, there's Montoya and Gordon and some SWAT members getting ready to invade a criminal enterprise. Same thing you saw earlier. This is kind of a humorous one. So this is the major crimes unit, and you have Bullock, Montoya, a couple other detectives. This is the guy I used for Jason Bard. And what Gordon is holding up is a real search warrant, and he's pointing at Bullock and saying, now this is a search warrant, because he had evidently went into a place without the proper documentation. As he was often wont to do, he leaped before he looked. Here again, another office, different walls. There's James Gordon at work, holding someone at gunpoint. Keep your hands where I can see them. Here he's reading the riot act to a GCPD officer. Here is a Gotham City alley that crimes are often committed in. Of course, we know the famous crime alley. Close-up of the stuff you might find, including a shopping cart. I think that was a refrigerator magnet originally. Some more angles. Here's Bullock interrogating this unhoused guy who has a beer bottle in his hand. Here's a Jim Gordon figure I got off eBay with Bruce Wayne outside the police station. It has a real light. Here's a SWAT vehicle I custom made. All the light effects are effects by GIMP for Linux. Here is one of the first dioramas I made with Gordon and Batman. This is a crime scene, as you can see by the tape. And there's also an outline with some blood stains. I think this one got rated mature on DeviantArt, if I'm not mistaken. Here's another figure I used for Harvey Dent. This is the donut edition, as I call it. This is a McFarlane figure from Spawn, I think. Here's Jim with his pipe. I made that pipe. It wasn't easy to do. Here he's showing the warrant, search warrant. Here is the Armory Builder GCPD SWAT team, and this is Gordon and his SWAT team outfit. It's just a head swap. It's a close-up of another desk. He's got his glasses over here, his cup of Joe, computer with a criminal profile, pencil, gargoyle, his phone, and some anti-acid pills or tablets. This is what I use as a stapler. And actually this is part of an umbrella, the inside workings of an umbrella. I made the desk too. The bottom part is from that J. Jonah Jameson diorama that you got with the figure. And the tape, the pencil holder, the antacid, and the phone were all on that desk. When he pounded, they all shook. It wasn't easy to take it apart, and you had to use a Dremel to get the backing that held each thing on. So here is a close-up of the bulletin board. Someone once asked if this is a real picture of me, and I said, no, it's not, because it's not. If you see something, say something. So you got your wanted posters, you got your most wanted posters. I really enjoy making things like that. This is what I call a modern police detective's office. You would probably be chief of detectives with a nice office like that. Here's Gordon and Bullock again. Again, reading the Riot Act, this time to a detective. It's another angle of that. So this is the outside of the door to the commissioner's office. I printed that on my printer and used opaque paper. And finally, this is Jim Gordon telling you, don't do the crime if you won't do the time. And I'm out.